the Washington football team, they need a quarterback. They re-signed Taylor Heineke, but Alex Smith is most likely gone. He's probably going to get cut. So which quarterback do you think, who will be the Washington football team's quarterback in 2021? Will they draft one? Will they sign one? Or will they trade for one? In your opinion, who do you think is going to be? Either one of you can go first.
I had two. Like I looked it up. I did a little research, did my little football research and whatnot. I had two. I thought, I don't think Trey Lance is going to go that low. I thought Mac Jones would have been a good guy that they just jumped out and grabbed. And I thought in the trade they can go out and, I heard the Jets was taking calls for Sam Darnold. And I thought that would be a good spot for Sam Darnold to go in there. I know for the Jets, he has potential. He just has never been put in a system where he has the talent or has the proper fit. I know you guys have been complaining for a while. And I think with Justin Jefferson, who's turned into a stud receiver, he's that guy for them. Adam Thielen, who's still got a lot left in the tank. Dalvin Cook, who's the top 3 running back in this game. I think putting Sam Darnold in that situation can only either tell you what he really is or inevitably understand that he's not a good quarterback in this league. And I think that's something that they should definitely look for. I think in the draft, Mac Jones would be a good guy. Or in the trade, I think they can go out and get Sam Darnold because I know the Jets are answering calls for him.
Yeah, if they were going to go out and make a trade at this point, I think they kind of missed out. Stafford would have been the guy I really would have liked there. They missed on him. The price tag was so high, though. I can't blame him. Wentz, I thought, was another guy they kind of missed on. For that price tag, they definitely should have been out on that. Now, they kind of shoehorn themselves here where as much as there was a bunch of great quarterback options, the pool is dwindling more and more every week. And I feel like the most realistic, best available option would be going out and trading for Sam Darnold at this point, just because, obviously, you would want Deshaun Watson. I don't think that's a realistic option. Dak Prescott, I don't see him leaving Dallas, to be honest, right now. If he does, I think that's another guy they could look at targeting, but I think he goes back to Dallas. So if they were going to go with somebody outside of their organization this year, I think Sam Darnold would make sense. He's shown a lot of good signs for the Jets, although probably more bad signs than anything, so it would be a big risk. Honestly, I wouldn't hate to see them give Taylor Heineke a shot. The only problem is I think with an established quarterback, they could have easily won that division this year and, maybe made some noise in the playoffs potentially. But, he showed some signs in that Buccaneers game. I guess it can't hurt. I don't know how much of a worse option he would be than Sam Darnold at this point. I mean, he's older, so that would, that would be the edge that you would give to Sam Darnold. But the options the great options that I thought they had have run out pretty quickly.
Pardon me. We're talking about the Reds, the football team.
Yes.
Pardon me. I was thinking. I still had the Vikings in my mind. I still got the same 2 QBs, but I had the Vikings in my mind. I don't know why I was saying. Pardon me. Yeah, I was talking about the football team.
That wasn't even needed, if I'm being honest.
Nah, because I was thinking, I'm like, oh, we're talking about the football team. I'm chirping.
This is what I'm gonna say. Don't trade for Sam Darnold.
Why'd you just scream that, man?
This is what I'm gonna say, man. Sam Darnold. As much as I wanted him to be the franchise quarterback for the Jets, I am a Jets fan. I have a Jets hat on right now. He is not a good quarterback. He is not going to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL. Not even close. He's not going to be that. And the Washington football team should not trade for Sam Darnold because he's not going to do much for them. As sad as I am to say that because I wanted him to be good, but that's the truth about Darnold. Darnold is in his 3rd year in the NFL, and he still plays like he's in his 1st. He makes boneheaded mistakes. This past season, he had 9 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. You might as well trade for Marcus Mariota at this point. And Mariota is not a good quarterback either. This is what I'm going to say. Out of the pool of quarterbacks you can trade for, Darnold, Mariota come to mind. Crazy, but Jordan Love. You don't know. If the Packers don't want to move on from Aaron Rodgers, they still think he has a lot left in the tank. You could call and see, hey, would you guys trade Jordan Love? I think Jordan Love is going to be a franchise quarterback. And
yeah, I don't think the Packers
I don't think the Packers would do it, but this is what I'm going to say. This is a dark horse take. People are not expecting this.
Duh, it's a dark horse.
The Washington football team, if they are going to trade for a quarterback, which means they don't draft Mac Jones. They don't go out and draft a Kellen Mond later in the draft or in the second round. They don't sign a Brissett. They don't sign a Trubisky.
Cam Newton.
They don't sign a Dalton or Andy Dalton or Cam Newton or Ryan Fitzpatrick. They should trade for Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew could win in Washington. He is a perfect game manager, but the best thing about Minshew is that he is a really efficient quarterback, and that's what I love about him the most. Do you think, isn't it crazy how all we do for Sam Darnold is give him excuses? Excuses. What did Minshew have? Robbie Anderson, DJ Chark. Can you say they're about the same?
He didn't have Robbie Anderson last year. You talked about the year before.
I mean, his sophomore season. Robbie Anderson and Chark, are they about the same? Yes.
Yeah.
What was Minshew working with in Jacksonville?
James Robinson.
Nothing. Basically nothing. Not even before James Robinson. Leonard Fournette, who had pretty okay seasons. Minshew wasn't working with much. And still, he was a very efficient quarterback. He actually, this season, 2,000 yards. He threw for 2,000 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions to Darnold's 9 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. And Gardner Minshew, not only is he an efficient quarterback, he's not going to turn over the ball, he's the perfect game manager, but he just has a moxie to him. He has this type of leadership, a type of personality that makes players gravitate towards him. He's just a natural born leader. He's a funny guy. His mustache makes him look like a clown, but he just has that. He just has that personality spark that will bring a light to the team, and I think he'd be the perfect option. Don't trade for Darnold, who's a lost cause.
Oh.
The only thing that's holding Darnold's career afloat right now is the word that everybody loves to throw out: potential.
I think you also got to look at the fact he was the youngest starting quarterback in the league last year, so it would be like essentially drafting.
He's still really young.
If you can play, you can play. That's all I gotta say.
You were really high on Darnold. It's crazy how you
I was high on Darnold,
but
look, evidence makes me change my mind. This is what I'm gonna say. Nobody wants to give Gardner Minshew a fair shot because he was a 6th-round pick. That's all it is. If Minshew was a first-rounder playing like this, he was great. He's this and that. But because he was a 6th-rounder, that's why he's not getting talked about as much as a Darnold as a potential trade target. Jacksonville's going to draft Trevor Lawrence. They don't need Minshew. You can get something. You can get maybe a 2nd, 3rd round pick for Minshew, maybe 3rd, 4th. Washington should go get Minshew. He would be the perfect quarterback for that team. Still on his rookie deal. And if anything, Minshew would be the perfect transitional quarterback. You've already seen that he can win games and manage games. And in Jacksonville, they were asking him to win games. So going to Washington, totally, completely different situation. And to this point, Minshew has been way better than Darnold to this point in his career.
Yeah, I just think if you're going out and getting Darnold, you're betting more on getting a young guy that you can bring in and develop. He has shown potential, even though there has been a lot of bad. There's been at least some good. So it would be like drafting a guy that, it depends on what you see in him. I think the price tag would be a little bit high for Darnold right now because I think the Jets are thinking they can get a 1st or maybe a 2nd. And I think they can get that with the way the quarterback situation has played out this offseason. But let me ask you, do you think that that's what will happen or what should happen?
It should happen.
If it's what you think should happen, what do you think will happen?
What I think will happen, listen, they have not really been linked to Darnold like that. There have been rumors. They have not been linked to Mariota.
I haven't seen a link to anybody.
That's the thing, and that's why I don't even know what will happen. I think everything right now is what should happen or a guess of what could happen. Everything is a guess. And if the Washington football team are smart, they'd go get Minshew. That's my opinion. If they are smart in a competent franchise, which is what they have shown not to be, they'd go get Minshew. But to this point, Minshew in his rookie year threw 21 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 91 quarterback rating. This past season, 66 completion percentage, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 95.9 quarterback rating. He has a career 93 quarterback rating and a 7-13 record, which is not horrible. We've seen Minshew on the Jags when Foles got hurt, go 6-6 with the Jags. And then Foles come back and lose his job again because they weren't winning when Minshew was winning with the Jags. Give him a shot. That's all I'm saying. He would be a good bridge quarterback for the Washington football team.
Am I crazy for thinking they could win the division with Taylor Heineke?
You are.
Who do you think's going to win the division?
If Dak is with the Cowboys,
That's a good point.
Cowboys.
I didn't think about that.
You think? Never mind. Never mind.
You don't think the Cowboys win the division with Dak?
I think Washington wins it. I think that defense.
It depends on what
I really
they do.
think that defense is going to just.
It depends
carry
on what
them.
they both do with quarterback. If the Cowboys bring Dak back, they should win the division. But
They should have been winning the division for like 2-3 years in a row.
The Cowboys should draft Mac Jones. He might be there at that spot.
why would they do that instead of bringing back Dak? You think he's going to be better than Dak?
I don't think they're bringing back Dak.
Mac Jones is going to be a very good quarterback.
You think he's going to be better than Dak?
Probably not as a rookie.
What is Dak to you?
Dak is a really good quarterback.
Would you call him game manager or franchise?
I think he's in a fringe.
So he's like the best game manager in the lowest franchise.
He's between 10 and 15 to me.
He's
Okay.
he's Derek Carr.